2 tags, 1 hunt. We did
2 units.
2 different units. Yeah! Yes! Which way the clouds are going? I guess they're going that way.
We're rolling.
Good, which is over. Looking at the dark clouds.
Yeah, we're watching in case there might be a little rain.
Yeah.
But
would not be your favorite thing as we're trying to break camp and get everything wet before it gets packed. But
right.
Most of the stuff is
pretty good right now.
Yeah.
It's about noon and we are breaking camp instead of out in the woods. Why is that, Chip?
That's a good thing.
It is a good
thing. As much as we like being out in the woods all the time, every day, but we got her done last night.
We did. So this morning we went out again to try and replicate where we saw.
And today is what, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yep.
It's the day we're on.
So replicate what we saw from the morning before. And the elk were not bugling. Again, no fresh sign. Nothing came into the calls.
Nope.
The only positive, we saw that buck antelope again out in the meadow. And we got back to camp, changed some layers, and then went out to another spot we hadn't been to yet this year, but had seen a bunch of elk and sign in the past.
Mm-hmm. Excited with you getting your elk #1 and me getting the video #2.
That was very exciting, and I appreciate that.
That's,
so I'm going to try and return the favor.
Anything after that is gravy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's go time. We're running short on days. We are trying new spots where we've seen elk in the past. It's just been a strange year with elk behavior. It's all different than what we're used to in the past. So trying to get in a new spot, see if we can't call something out of bed and bring it close enough for a shot.
Maybe see another black bear. Yeah.
Maybe. This is farther from camp at least.
We're going to a different spot. We're moving, as Ken said, we're adapting to the circumstances that we have, play the hand we're dealt, which didn't provide a bunch of opportunities where we're hunting, so we're going over towards the bowl. This stretch that we're walking through now, historically, there are always elk tracks crossing here, coming from a feeding area to a bedding area. And so far as we walk along, not seeing squat. You know,
so tracks. I see your ATV.
Yep.
Granted, it did rain pretty good a couple nights ago, so maybe it washed some out, but
there's nothing fresh. This is just one of those spots that you would always walk past and you'd see tracks. So it's a little disconcerting not to be seeing that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there aren't elk back where we're going, but it's just another symptom of what we're seeing on the landscape right now.
And we saw some fresh tracks. Tried to set up in a few spots and call. The wind got a little swirly on us, and we decided, let's just back out rather than push it and ruin it, and maybe give it a chance for this evening if the wind can cooperate, when the elk might be getting up and moving, and we might be able to get their attention and pique their curiosity.
Yeah, get back in there and see. Hopefully the wind is in our favor this evening or dies down, that kind of thing, and then we get a chance at an elk.
Yeah. We picked a spot so that we could kind of see both edges of the meadow, and we set up the decoy.
Fanny
the decoy.
We got our fanny down.
And then waited as the sun started going down and hoped to see something come through the woods.
Yeah. Got to be what? About 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was about
Right around
5. A little bit after, maybe.
Yep.
Somewhere right around
Yep.
there. I looked behind me and I saw an elk coming out the woods from behind us where we were not expecting them.
Or we would have sat in a different spot.
Yes,
but, you know.
very much. Because there it was probably, I don't know, 150 yards,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep.
So they slowly worked their way back into the woods, and there we sat, kind of feeling a little bummed.
Yeah, it's like, okay, maybe this is just the start of some other elk coming out, and maybe they'll come more where we expected, more will come out, or maybe it's just the start of what's going to happen this evening.
Maybe. I mean,
So that's the hopeful side of
we
it.
saw 4 elk in one going, and we'd seen 2 in the previous 2 days, 2.5 days. So
Yeah.
we were a little excited.
Yeah.
So we start looking around again, and I happen to look back behind me again to see if anything was coming. And here is a cow elk, probably 35, 40, 45 yards away, walking towards us.
Yeah.
And
It's like, what are you thinking? That's interesting choice.
yeah,
Glad you made that choice, but okay.
I look back, Chip is looking away from us,
Again.
which is where we wanted them to come from, where we were watching. I try like saying his name, hissing at him, nothing. Eventually I just start pounding on the log that's next to me, and he looks, and I'm like,
All of a sudden I hear this thump, bump, bump. You go, what the heck? Can see something, I'm sure.
this frantic look on my face, probably.
Yep. Yeah. And I turn around and I look and, oh, wow. There's an elk coming right in a nice spot if we had planned for that spot.
Yeah. just got a shot off. This is not. We're gonna walk down there and take a look and follow where it went. I think I saw it fall, so cautiously optimistic.
Okay, here we go. You can see the knock. Feel good about the shot. Yeah, she was in here.
Look at that. It is soaked.
And you said she went up here.
Yeah.
And you think she went down this trail?
No, because she was over here. I think she went just up there. But I saw her hanging around in the meadow for a little bit.
Okay.
She was somewhere right around here. She may have run through there.
That was my guess.
I mean, that's the most open-looking spot.
He's gonna get this so I don't have to keep fighting with it. There we go.
I'm trying to see if I can find some. I mean, there's a couple of pounded tracks. There's a couple.
Yeah, that's the most logical path.
I think we walk to the edge. I think I might see her.
Okay, let's
Just walk on up and we'll go. What? Right there. She is down.
50 yards.
Maybe. Hey, Chip. Tagged out.
Double duty. 2 tags. 1 hunt. We did
2
her.
units.
2 different units.
Oh, I thought I saw her go down.
Oh, baby.
Told you we were gonna have to pack meat tonight.
I felt good coming out tonight.
Oh man.
I felt the best about it I felt all week.
Yeah, that's no calf.
She just didn't look that big, and I was like,
Not a giant, but good enough.
I'm happy.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take her.
I think you heart punched her.
Yeah! Yes!
We did it. That is awesome.
Done deal.
All right, so we gonna go over what happened, or are we just gonna get to work and before the sun gets too low?
Well, yeah, I don't know how much we do right now because time is not on our side.
All right, give me the 30-second synopsis.
Ken spotted elk coming along the wood line behind us, really, from where we set up. We knew we had a view, good view, and multiple options where elk could come out. And that's where he picked up four cows working the wood line. And I didn't see him initially through what I could see, and then saw them as they worked along the edge. Saw the first one go by. I kept hoping they would pull up. We had the decoy out. And then saw two go in the woods. Didn't see what the other two did, and then all of a sudden, Ken gives me a sign that one is working up towards us.
Yeah, right at us.
Right at us. And, you know, she came behind me. I was behind a tree, so she couldn't see me, but she was out there grazing for a bit at probably 25 yards, maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that 20
close.
to 25 yard range. And I had branches between she and I, so I didn't have a clean shot. And not worth the risk of hitting a branch at that point. So she grazed a little bit more, and then she started to tootle off and head back towards where the other cows had been. And then so I started calling for her and called a few times. And
pretty hard.
Well, yeah, I did. I was a little desperate.
I could tell, but
I said, come back here. So I was calling. She stopped a couple times, wasn't convinced, caught a little bit more. She couldn't see me, but she could see the decoy. So she kind of stepped in slowly, finally got to an opening where I could take the shot. I guesstimated at about 31 yards, put it on her, pulled the trigger, done deal.
Done deal. I was so
Feels
nervous
good.
because of the way the sun was shining. I thought it was going to reflect off the lens of the camera, so I was trying to hide the best I could. And I heard the click of the safety come off. I'm like, all right, I have to lean over and like try and get this as close as I can. And it was a little out of focus, but it sounded like a good hit. And here we are. It was a solid hit, and we are done.
2 units, 2 tags.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
2 for Tuesday.
2 for Tuesday.
I don't know.
Here we go.
That's all I got.
Yep. Time to get to work.
Time to get to work.
So she made it, what, about 50 yards?
Maybe. Not very far.
Not very far.
And
Short tracking job.
yeah. Yeah, I knew she had seen her standing there, and I thought I saw her fall, so I'm happy we didn't have to go far.
Yeah, we did not. We did not. And it was still early enough in the evening where we got to work. Ken headed back to camp with gear to pick up a few other things.
Yep,
And-
make some room in my car so we could put the elk in it.
Yep. Then I got to work quartering things up and getting it prepped for haul out. And that was an adventure in itself.
Yeah, as I was walking out, I don't know, I made it maybe 80 yards. I look up and I see an elk standing at the edge of the meadow. And then a calf comes running behind it. So I turn the camera on, start walking closer. I started about 150 yards. I got to about 50 before she finally looked up and saw me, and that was enough, and off they went. And a couple more came out of the woods after it. Then I booked it down to the car, drove back, made room, grabbed some stuff, came back, hoofed it back up there, and Chip had gotten a lot of work done by the time I got back. I was real impressed. So we finished up there real quick and got the meat in the game bags, and then kind of looked at it.
Yeah, this is just a shout out to Born and Raised Game Bags.
Oh my gosh, those things are great.
They are awesome. You know, if you're in doubt about spending the money on Born and Raised Game Bags, they are worth the ka-ching.
Yeah.
You know, they are every bit worth it.
And Born and Raised guys, if you watch this and want to send us some more, we'd be happy to take them. Just let us know.
Yeah. Give them a field test again for you.
Yeah.
But thank you for the great quality product.
Yes. We are not endorsed by them in any way.
No,
But
they
thank
are. They're great.
Yep. So we got them all bagged up, and then by that time it was dark, and I had measured off, it was just over half a mile of some rocky trail to get back to the car, and trying to figure out how to like pack this and think, can we do this in one trip?
And I'm like, no, that would be dumb. No.
So I threw both hindquarters on my pack, cinched them as tight as I could. And you put
I had a front quarter and the cut meat, and
so
I'm
like
going
the back
like,
straps and
yeah, and and he says, well, just put one more front quarter. I had the front quarter and the cut meat, and he says, well, just put that other front quarter on there, and we can get her in one. And I'm going, man, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm not confident that I'm going to do that and come out of it well.
so I picked up my pack with a lot of effort.
It only turned, like red, purple, green, you name it. He was rainbow faced there for a while.
But I got it up on my back, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. It's steady. It's not flopping around. And I walked over to the other front quarter, the last one that was laying there, and picked it up. I'm like, we can do this. I'll just hand carry it and swap hands. And
He's going, are you sure?
it's like, it was dark. I really did not want to hike all the way back for one quarter. So we packed everything up and we started walking, and we sure were happy when we were done. Oh man.
Yepper.
That was a workout, but we got back to the car, threw it all in the car, drove back to camp, looked for a tree around camp. We got everything hung up, cleaned ourselves up a little bit, and decided it was time to have a drink and celebrate and go to bed and sleep in.
Yep. No alarm this morning.
No,
That's
it
nice.
was great.
Yep. Yeah. And cool evening. So the meat was nice and cool. Had a nice skin to it this morning.
Yeah.
Just perfect.